Dangerous deep freeze. New warnings this morning as that major Arctic blast strikes, sending temperatures plunging across the country, snow and black ice blanketing roads. Ginger tracking the very latest as you start your morning commute.
2020 shakeup. Billionaire Michael Bloomberg takes a major step, signaling the former mayor of New York may run for president. How it could affect Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, and President Trump.
Breaking this morning, Ivanka Trump splits with the president on identifying the whistleblower and speaks out on impeachment. While overnight, the president's chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney, is subpoenaed.
Breaking news, a man arrested in the disappearance of that Alabama teen, Anaya Blanchard, just taken into custody.
Also breaking overnight, deadly accident at a Buffalo Wild Wings. The toxic cleaning chemical killing a Hero employee who tried to contain it and sickening 10 others.
Deadly plane crash. The aircraft slamming into this house with a father and toddler inside. Now that dad telling GMA how they escaped the flames just in time.
Black Friday bargains, the huge holiday savings just revealed from Target, Best Buy, and more, where you can get this TV for $600 less, plus deals on Oprah's favorite things you'll see only right here on GMA.
I really can't stop.
And chilly reception. John Legend and Kelly Clarkson dropping a new version of the Christmas classic overnight. Why some are already saying it's hitting the wrong note.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Well, it sounds nice. Good morning, America. We don't need a song to tell us it is cold outside this morning, but boy, it is creating a debate.
A little bit of controversy there. So the new version of Baby It's Cold Outside switches out some of the more controversial lyrics, but some say it might be a little too politically correct. We're going to let you hear it and decide for yourselves coming up later in the show.
All right, and George, you said as we battle over those lyrics, one thing's for sure. Oh, yeah, it really is cold outside. Those temperatures are plummeting this morning from the Midwest to the South and also here in the Northeast. Alex Perez starts us off with the latest.
Overnight, snowy, slick conditions covering streets. Drivers in Michigan making their way with snow-covered windshields on icy roads. Heavy rain and snow stretching across several states. Temperatures even freezing an overpass. The icy bridge, a stark contrast from the roads directly below. Snow also blanketing Pennsylvania, plows clearing streets filled with slush and ice, roadways covered in white, drivers fighting strong winds, struggling to keep windshields clear. On this Alabama highway, a vehicle smashing into the median, the windshield shattered, both airbags deployed, luckily no one hurt.
And here in Traverse City, Michigan, it snowed overnight, so people here are waking up to a few inches of this stuff, and the bitter cold, well, it's only about to tighten its grip. Right, Ginger?
Alex, even to Chicago, Minneapolis, by early next week, it's going to feel like January, not just below average like we're waking up this morning, feeling like the upper 20s here in Manhattan. We are going to have our first freeze tonight. That's why we've got a freeze warning. By tomorrow morning, actual air temperature will be 28, and those freeze warnings go as deep south as Mississippi and Louisiana. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, you're in a freeze warning. It's all because of that jet stream, guys. It is going to kink just enough to allow that polar air to slide down, and as I mentioned, by early next Tuesday, those are the wind chills. It'll feel like 1 in Des Moines, 2 for Minneapolis, George, 6 below in Minot, and even Dallas, Oklahoma. No one's getting away from this is my point, as my eyes tear up already.
Okay, you get inside. Everyone is getting hit. We're going to move on now to that bombshell announcement in the race for the White House. There you see billionaire Michael Bloomberg, the former mayor of New York, is taking a major step this morning towards launching a bid for the Democratic nomination, a move that could scramble the race. Lindsay Davis is here with the story. Good morning, Lindsay.
Hey, good morning to you, George. Michael Bloomberg is reportedly worth an estimated $52 billion. He has built an empire, including this building right behind me. And now this latest move seems to be an indication that he's not quite sure that any of the current Democratic candidates can get the job done against President Trump.
An advisor to Bloomberg says Mike believes that Donald Trump represents an unprecedented threat to our nation, adding that Mike is increasingly concerned that the current field of candidates is not well positioned to defeat the president.
I'm a New Yorker, and I know a con when I see one.
Bloomberg took on Trump at the Democratic National Convention in 2016, and he's getting ready to do it again.
The bottom line is Trump is a risky, reckless, and radical choice, and we can't afford to make that choice.
This after the 77-year-old shot down the possibility of a run earlier this year when Joe Biden entered the race. His future rivals reacting swiftly on social media and in interviews. Senator Elizabeth Warren tweeting, "Welcome to the race, Mike Bloomberg," and Bernie Sanders writing, "The billionaire class is scared, and they should be scared."
We already have one billionaire in the race, and we're seeing the limits of what money can do.
Bloomberg is reportedly the 14th richest person in the world. He left the Democratic Party in 2001 to run as a Republican for mayor of New York City, going on to serve 3 terms. Last year, the billionaire made it official, announcing on Instagram that he was re-registering as a Democrat, saying, "We need Democrats to provide the checks and balance our nation so badly needs."
Bloomberg previously said that he would only get into the race if he thought he had a reasonable shot at winning. George.
Okay, Lindsay, thanks very much for speaking to our political analyst, Matthew Dowd. And Lindsay just said it right there. Matthew Bloomberg in the past has said he'd only get in if he thought he had a reasonable shot at winning. He's looking now at this Democratic field and saying, maybe I have a chance.
Well, I think that's the billion-dollar question, and this is an unexpected guest at the Christmas party of one of the richest people in the world who's advocated on climate change and guns, which is important in the Democratic constituency. But I'm still not convinced there's a spot for him in this party because 75% of the voters in the Democratic primary say they're satisfied with the field. So we'll have to see if he does get in and what kind of reception he's going to get, especially, George, in places like where I am in New Hampshire.
And who it hurts and who it helps. I mean, we know that he passed on a race before when he thought Biden was doing well. He clearly is uncomfortable with a lot of Elizabeth Warren's positions. Question is, will it hurt her or help her if he gets in?
Well, I actually think this is the biggest indictment of Joe Biden. He would not have gotten in, or he may not even consider getting in unless he thought Joe Biden was problematic there. I think this helps Elizabeth Warren. It allows her to pivot against a billionaire, which she's been pivoting against wealthy people throughout this race and it begins to even more divide the center part of the field. I also think it hurts Pete Buttigieg, the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, who has consolidated some of the central support. So who knows what this is going to do? It could help Elizabeth Warren, but it's going to certainly disrupt this field.
Yeah, but the question is, if he does get in, can he actually get the nomination? Can a billionaire in this environment get the Democratic nomination?
I think that's incredibly problematic. I mean, in the way the field has rolled out, the way that issues are in the Democratic primary today. And keep this in mind, George, he looks like he's going to self-finance, so he may never even get in a debate.
Matthew Dowd, thanks very much. Cecilia?
Okay, George, all this, of course, as the impeachment battle is heating up. Overnight, Democrats issuing a subpoena for the president's chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney, calling on him to testify today. And breaking right now, Ivanka Trump speaking out in a new interview with the Associated Press, talking impeachment. And the whistleblower, Terry Moran, is there on Capitol Hill with more on all of this. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Cecilia. As you know, Ivanka Trump is sometimes seen as a moderating influence on her father, but don't let that polished demeanor fool you. She is a fierce defender of this president, and in this interview with the Associated Press, she just brushes off this impeachment inquiry as the latest of many partisan attacks. This morning, the first daughter is defending her father against the accusations at the heart of the impeachment inquiry, calling it the latest effort to threaten his presidency.
Basically, since the election, this has been the experience that our administration and our family has been having. The interest in overturning the results of the 2016 election and removing him from office.
Ivanka Trump sitting down for an interview with the Associated Press overnight while on a White House-sponsored trip to Morocco and talking about the whistleblower.
At the end of the day, I don't view the whistleblower as it shouldn't be a substantive part of the conversation because this is a third party who was not privy to the call and did not have firsthand information.
All this comes as we're learning more about the case the Democrats are building against the president. House Democrats released transcripts of the closed-door testimony of another key witness. George Kent, a career diplomat whose portfolio includes Ukraine, said in his testimony that the president wanted nothing less than for the Ukrainian president to go to the microphones and say investigations, Biden and Clinton. Next week, Kent will return to Capitol Hill. He'll join William Taylor, a top diplomat in Ukraine, in the first of the televised impeachment hearings set to begin Wednesday.
We are very much looking forward to these witnesses next week raising their right hands, going under oath, and telling the American people about this shakedown scheme.
So Ivanka Trump in that interview repeated what's become the White House line of defense. Read the transcript, she said, of that phone call between President Trump and the president of Ukraine. But Democrats say these witnesses are revealing that the phone call was the tip of an iceberg of pressure and maneuvering to get Ukraine to go after Donald Trump's political rivals. Cecilia?
And a number of witnesses in sync on that. Okay, Terry, thank you. Also this morning, President Trump has been ordered to pay $2 million as part of a settlement over his former charitable foundation. This comes after a civil lawsuit alleged the president and 3 of his children used that foundation for personal business and campaign interests, including spending $30,000 on 2 portraits of the president himself. A spokesman for the Trump Foundation says it was pleased to donate that money to worthy organizations. George?
Okay, Cecilia, thanks. We're going to move on now to that new book about the Trump White House from an insider named Anonymous. The senior official who wrote an essay in the New York Times last year warning about the president has expanded it into a 259-page book urging voters to replace Trump. Our chief White House correspondent John Carl has the details. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. We still have no idea who Anonymous is. The author is described only as a senior Trump administration official, but we don't know if it is a current official or a former official. The book, written by Anonymous, describes a staff in revolt against the president they serve.
The book, entitled A Warning, isn't out for another 11 days, but the Washington Post obtained an early copy. It claims senior officials were so alarmed by the president's behavior last year, they considered a midnight self-massacre, a mass resignation and protest. But they decided against it because they believed it would cause even more chaos. Anonymous paints a picture of an out-of-control president, like a 12-year-old in an air traffic control tower, pushing the buttons of government indiscriminately, indifferent to the planes skidding across the runway and the flights frantically diverting away from the airport. The unnamed author also accuses the president of routinely making crass comments about women and their appearance and using racist language to describe migrants crossing the southern border. We get these women coming in with like 7 children, Trump said, according to the book. They are saying, "Oh, please help. My husband left me. They are useless. They don't do anything for our country. At least if they came in with a husband, we could put them in the fields to pick corn or something." The book follows the New York Times op-ed written by Anonymous more than a year ago that described a quiet resistance inside the Trump administration. Now the mysterious author says, "I was wrong. Unelected bureaucrats and cabinet appointees were never going to steer Donald Trump the right direction in the long run or refine his malignant management style. He is who he is."
The White House response comes in the form of a statement from Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham, who writes, quote, "The coward who wrote this book didn't put their name on it because it is nothing but lies."
John,
George?
are they speculating behind the scenes who it might be?
Oh, they've been doing that for over a year, George, but I don't know that they're any closer to figuring out who it is.
Okay, John Carl, thanks very much. Michael?
All right, George, now to breaking news. An arrest has just been made in the disappearance of Alabama teen Anaya Blanchard. ABC's Steve Osunsami has the very latest. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, Michael. There is still no sign of this missing college student who investigators here in Alabama have been searching for weeks, but police have made an arrest. They've arrested a man who they say is a suspect in her disappearance. Blanchard was last seen in surveillance video at a convenience store, and her SUV was later found about 50 miles away from her home. In it, police say they found evidence that she was harmed. Around 2 a.m. this morning, authorities in Florida arrested 29-year-old Ibrahim Yazid about 3 miles from the Alabama-Florida line. He was taken to a hospital complaining of chest pains. He, too, is seen in some of the surveillance video and was already out on bond, accused of attempted murder, kidnapping, and robbery from an incident in February. U.S. Marshals say a tip led to his capture. Cecilia?
Okay, Steve, thank you so much. We're going to turn now to breaking news overnight. A deadly accident at a Buffalo Wild Wings in Massachusetts. An employee killed and 10 others sickened from a cleaning chemical. ABC's Gio Benitez has the very latest.
A cleaning agent turned deadly at this Buffalo Wild Wings in Burlington, Massachusetts.
Several people having breathing issues and eye irritation.
Emergency personnel and hazmat teams called to the popular restaurant in the middle of the dinner rush.
This is a confirmed chemical reaction between 2
cleaning chemicals.
It began when one of the workers who was preparing to clean the floor became sick from the fumes. Another worker frantically tried to squeegee the cleaning agent out of the restaurant before being taken to the hospital, where he later passed away.
The gentleman that passed away was an employee of Buffalo Wild Wings who attempted to squeegee the product out of the building.
Authorities evacuating the restaurant, but 10 others, 8 employees and 2 diners, were hospitalized. Buffalo Wild Wings issued a statement saying, "We are shocked and saddened to learn of this horrific accident at our franchise-owned sports bar and are closely working with our franchisee and the authorities while they conduct an investigation."
And everyone else is expected to make a full recovery. But this comes on the heels of a very troubling incident at another Buffalo Wild Wings near Chicago this week. Black customers there said that an employee asked them to move because a customer didn't want to sit near them. The company firing that employee and banning those customers for life. But now we have another investigation in Massachusetts.
Okay, Gio, thanks very much.
All right, thank you, Gio. And now to the backlash this morning over John Legend and Kelly Clarkson's brand new version of the Christmas classic, Baby It's Cold Outside, that just dropped at midnight. Some say it may be too politically correct. And TJ Holmes is here with more. Good morning, TJ.
All right, you all know this is an absolute Christmas classic, but in recent years, it's actually been referred to as a date rape anthem because of the lyrics that talk about a man trying to get a woman to stay at his apartment after she repeatedly says no. Well, we got an updated 2019 version, but you know what? People got a problem with these lyrics too.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This controversial holiday classic
Cold outside.
is getting a Me Too era update.
Really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
John Legend and Kelly Clarkson overnight released a reimagined version of Baby, It's Cold Outside. Here's a line from the original.
Mind if I'm moving close? At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my pride?
The new Legend Clarkson version leaves that out and replaces it with
Then you really ought to go. Well, Murray, he just pulled up outside.
And here's another.
Say, what's in this
No
drink?
cabs to be had out there.
That's replaced with
It's your body and your choice.
Critics like Sharon Osbourne were quick to react.
To change an innocent lyric to, it's, what is it, your mind and your body? What the hell are you on about? That's ridiculous.
Deanna Martin, daughter of Dean Martin, who popularized the song in 1959, thinks hands off.
I don't think that John Legend should have changed the lyrics. I think leave a tender moment alone.
All right, controversy over the classic will continue. I'll be
Let
back
it
next
go.
year.
They are both great songs.
Well, the great thing is you have the freedom of choice to listen to whichever
There you go. Good answer.
We are following a lot of other stories this morning, including the message is now revealed from the relatives of that American family ambushed in Mexico.
And how a father and toddler survived when a plane slams into their home. But first, let's go back to Ginger.
And let's get straight to the weekend getaways, brought to you by Target.
For all the season's greeters, for all the Thanksgivers, for the gingerbread architects and the midnight snackers, for all the families, big, small, chosen and frozen. Whatever you give, however you gather, we're thinking of you.
Stepping out the door this morning sure feels like winter. Our lowest temperature since early March. Today will max out only at 45 degrees. Wind chills from the 20s this morning to the 30s later today. But at least we're going to have some sunshine around today. Your Saturday is still mostly sunny. The high temperature 46, but with less wind. Close to 60 degrees on Sunday. Better day out of the weekend. And for Monday itself on Veterans Day, close to 60 degrees. The next weather maker coming in Tuesday with a wintry mix.
This Friday, including the new High School Musical. We'll be right back.
For every I made this thing, there's the we made this thing. And the single parent thing, and the pride parent thing. So whether it's the exactly what you'd expect thing,